Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. It's a great day for the fans. I'm glad we got a bit of sunshine as well. Because it's not always nice weather here, is it? Let's face it. But, to win a treble this year, it really is just a dream come true. You see the fans and the smiles on their faces. There's got 10, 15 people out. This is absolutely insane. The noise they're making as well is incredible. But yeah, everybody should enjoy this. It's not always going to be like this. We're not going to win trebles every year. But long may it continue. It just makes me really, really proud. Really, really proud. Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 23 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Town, and today it is a summer transfer special as we look to build our team to challenge, not just in Europe, but to maybe defend our treble that we've just won this year in the Iron Brew Cup. Let's add a quartet to it, shall we? Let's get the Iron Brew Cup this coming season as well. We haven't skipped on at all. We've come straight back from the end of the season awards. It's May 5th. You can see up here, maybe, I don't know how small it is, but it's May 5th in game. And yeah, so we're going to play through the summer now. Again, like last season, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter summer, just because we're going to have the start of our Champions League campaign is going to be relatively early in July. So we've got about probably 2 months to play with here. A quick update of the finances. You can see we essentially have lost about, what do we have? So we lost about 400,000 through the year, but over the course of the season, about 650 grand we made a profit of, and that's mostly down to European money. We do, of course, have some extra sponsorship money that we've got in, which is absolutely huge. Maybe we'll get one or two more sponsorship deals this season, is what I'm hoping. There's one or two, the back of the shirt and the Continental sponsor were just 1 year deals. I'm hoping maybe, we get better deals for those. But we'll wait and see. Time will tell on that one. Now, quick update of the club vision. We're only a B, which seems really, really harsh considering we did the treble last year, a domestic treble. We have this. I don't think is this our new budget. I don't think we've got our new budget yet. Maybe that is our new budget. I think just over $7,000 a week. So let's have a look at board requests. What we want to do. What I don't want to do is upgrade facilities yet, because we need to go professional. If we go professional, if we update these facilities, it's going to take money out of our account, which is obviously going to then lessen the chances of going professional. Finances. There's nothing particularly here. I'm okay with the transfer because we're not going to get any big transfer fees in anyway, so it's not going to really make a difference. I don't particularly care about the budgets or transfer budgets right now because we're doing okay. One thing I think we do want to look to do is obviously not cut back youth recruitment, but a senior affiliate. That would be extra income, and it would also allow us to. We don't get left behind by our rivals. There we go. It would also allow us to hopefully get some players in on loan without having to pay their wages if they're good enough. Personal, I'm not too concerned about my contract. They're not going to fire me right now, are they? Let's face it. We don't need to expand the stadium and staff. We're okay with staff numbers right now. Extra staff means extra staff wages, and we're not doing too badly. So we'll let you know what happens with the search for the senior affiliate. Hopefully, we'll get like Liverpool or Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea or someone like that. We can just like drag in a bunch of players with no wages on loan. But there we go. My main targets for the season, if we look at people here by position, centre back is something we need to look to strengthen, because right now we have Rhys Williams and Glennon as our first two choice centre backs, both on loan. We do have Denham, who's decent, but I think centre-back we need to strengthen there anyway, because Kelly, Spittle, and hopefully Ray will be leaving at the end of this season. We didn't really use any of them at all this year. So we're going to have to strengthen at centre-back. Otherwise, like I said at the end of last episode, we don't have a particular weakness, but there's no player that you think, there's nobody that's going to be available to us that's not better than them. So no one's safe, but there's nowhere, I think, other than centre-back that we necessarily need to strengthen. So let's get into it. Let's play through the preseason and let's see what we can do for our European adventure. Okay, we have some Welsh awards for the end of season awards. Now, Gosset didn't just claim the club award, he also was the Welsh Premier League Player of the Season. So well done to Denny Gosset. What a stunning season he has had. Top goal scorer of 4A, as we've known. I kind of stuffed up a little bit not playing Bussenbrook the last few games. He could have maybe have won that award as well, but it goes to a 4E. Who did have a good year for Kevin Druids. Let's go with that. Rhys Williams, I think a very, very well-deserved Young Player of the Year award. Please come back next year, mate. We'd love to have you back. I won the Manager of the Year. Well done to me. And that has pleased the chairman. Team of the season, we have Gray, Nichols, Williams, Kelly, Gosse and Bussenbrew all in the team of the year. So that's excellent news. That's going to cost us a bit of cash too, isn't it? Because I do like to have those bonuses in contracts. So there we go. A little bit of bonus money paid out there as well. Other things to quickly catch you up on. There is going to be no senior affiliate club. The board came back and said they couldn't find anything. I've offered Venables a chance to stay on as a coach. We're not able to offer him enough money. Can we have another go at it just yet? No, not quite yet. The other thing that's happened is we did get our budgets for the next season. Scouting budget, we're going to have to put transfer money into the scouting budget. The scouting budget's useful because it allows us to find players we can scout in England and in Ireland and sort of around the UK. So it's definitely worth us doing. But we have an increase in our budget. We were at, well, you can see it's currently spending 7.2. We're up to just under $9,000 a week for this upcoming season. So we have more money to spend, which is good. Transfer budget there as well. Some of that will have to go into scouting. But that just kind of is what it is. If we look at our squad, there are a few players that are interesting other teams. Denham is interesting a few English teams, which could be problematic, but we'll try our best to hang on to him. Simoni Ray, please go to Barrytown, Simoni. Owen is the New Saints, who's not going to go there. Romario Vieira is interesting. Some decent-sized clubs there. Bradford City, Carlisle, Cheltenham, Northampton. We may have some troubles hanging on to him, but we'll do our best. Hopefully Bray will leave and go off to Northampton. Neto is wanted by Northampton as well. I think Northampton's been scouting us, and Omar is wanted by Barrytown. Well, he's not going there, that's for sure. So we might have a little bit of problems hanging on to some of our players, but now we've got our budgets, we'll kind of have a look around. I don't think too much will happen until sort of contracts start expiring and free transfers become available. We're not going to pay transfer fees if we can help it. So yeah, we'll come back when there's something to announce. Breaking news, and it is a big signing. We have confirmed the permanent signing of Anthony Glennon. He says a fullback. He's actually a centre-back. We've just about managed to convince him to join us with a lot of bonuses. He's on £575 a week, which is... It's okay, it's a lot of money, but we know what we're getting, so I think it's worth it. That will go to $650 after 30 games. We had to kind of agree to that to get him to join. The bonuses are all there, it's fine. Really, team of the year, if we reach the playoff of the Champions League, all the groups of the Europa League are too, that'll be an absolute pittance if we manage to do that. You can see all the other bonuses there. Quick reminder of what we've signed. A potential 5-star player. He can cover at left back, which is useful, but we'll definitely be looking to use him as a centre back again. He's just a beast in the air. We've seen him score, and well, not so much score, but certainly assist or be involved in a lot of goals from corners and free kicks. He's got good leadership and teamwork as well. Now, with Venables retiring, who of course was our club captain, I've also penciled him in as probably his replacement, to be fair. I think he's definitely captain material. Good work rate. I'm really happy with what we've signed here. So that's good. We've got him permanently. The person that's looking as though they will leave, if they haven't already done so, is Simoni Ray. We've accepted offers for him to go back to Italy. We did get an offer of £1,000 from Barrytown, which would have been massive considering we signed him for 500, and he rejected their contract, so that's a shame. But anyway, it looks like Simoni Ray will be leaving. Now, he is on currently $240 a week, so you take that off of the Glennon contract, and we're only really spending an extra, £400 a week on him. Add to that the other players that are leaving at centre-back, which is, of course, Sean Kelly, who's on £150 a week right now. You look at him there, and he's not too bad, just bad positioning. And Spittle, if I can ever get the game to cooperate with me here, who was on, again, £250 a week. We're upgrading. I mean, we are going to have to get some other players in to cover. And let's not forget, as well as a quick reminder, we have already signed Daniel Evans, a young centre-back from Barry for next season, who, again, looks like an absolute star. So, between Denham, Glennon and Evans, we've got 3 of probably the 4 or 5 centre-backs that we need. Hopefully we'll get Reece Williams to stay as well, and then we might see if we can loan in one other. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll come back when there's more. Hello, Luke Bussenbrew. Hey mate, it's Aussie Villain. Good mate, good. How's your summer? Yeah, look, I know. The Welsh Premier League, it just doesn't pull the ladies like some other leagues do. But, keep trying. Don't give up. Yeah. Look, mate, actually, the reason I'm calling is to let you know that I'm actually looking to sell you. Yeah, look, mate, I'm surprised by this as well. Look, mate, I know, I'm aware you got 25 goals last year, but look, mate, I'll be honest with you. I've met somebody better. Okay, more breaking news, and not a player or a position I was intending on signing, but Charlie McKee, a striker, another striker, has joined the club. We're paying him £250 a week. He's rated as a sort of a B signing. You can see all his bonuses there as well. I basically signed him as a replacement for Brew, and I think basically he's just a better version of Brew. You can see a really, really good finisher, good dribbling, good first touch and heading, off the ball's good, as his decisions and composure. Physically, he's quick along the ground. He's not the best in the air, but let's face it, that's not really going to worry us too much. He's only 19 years old, and if we do compare him with Brew, we can see Brew in the blue, McKee in the green. They're relatively even, but McKee is just a little bit stronger technically and attacking, a little bit better mentally. Defensive doesn't really matter. Physically, you can see he's just shading it. So the only way that he's not really as good is aerially. But like I say, I'm not too concerned about that because, you know, it's for the most part it's going to be Welsh defense, and he's going to take his chances when he gets them. So this essentially, our top goal scorer last season, Luke Brew, is going to be essentially forced out of the club here. So we'll look to get him out now. Let me know what you think in the comments. It is a bit of a risk. Will he settle? Will he not? We're going to find out. He was at Glasgow Rangers. He didn't play for them. He hasn't played a game of professional football in his life. So it's a big risk. But I think he's good, and I think he's an upgrade. I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist here in Monaco, not to cover Manchester City like I've asked repeatedly, but for another bloody season following Bala Town. Manager Aussie Villain has just headed inside to see who the club get in the Uefa Champions League first qualifying round draw, so let's go inside now and join him. Well, at least I got a bloody trip to Monaco out of it this year. It's Athens. AEK friggin' Athens. We've got the Greek champions, I can only assume, in the first qualifying round. That is... Can we have Astana again, please? I mean, what... Maybe they're rubbish. Maybe they're not a good team. They've got a lot of retiring players here. Maybe that helps us. Samir Nasri. I mean, the fact that they have Samir Nasri tells you roughly where we are here. Goran Pendav... Krinic, I recognise that name as well. I mean, look at these guys that won a week are on what our whole squad is on a week. Nelson Oliveira, he was in the championship, wasn't he? 17 caps for Portugal. 30. Well, look at the money he's on a week. Oh, that is unbelievable, unbelievable. And if you look at who the rest of well, they're not really British Dundalk, are they? But they got Malmo. Dundalk has a San Marino or Montenegrin team in the next round. Or they have basically whoever comes through this playoff conundrum here. I mean, we could have had the Lithuanian team we smashed last year in the Europa League. We could have had any one of the... I don't know if it's the worst draw. Ludogorets probably would have been a tough draw, as would have, maybe Maccabi Tel Aviv. Legia Warsaw would have been tough. We know that Astana is a good team as well. I don't know if it's seeded. It just kind of came up. It didn't sort of give me any other information there. Steaua Bucharest is probably a tough team we could have got. But AEK Athens. And if we were to beat them, which I just don't see happening, it's a Cypriot team that we would get in the round after that. To be fair, if we get past AEK Athens, we just might go on and make the group stage, I think. But that's disappointing. We've got 21 days until the first round of that tie. Let's see what we can do. Okay, just a quick update on the sponsorship table here. You can see that we are top of the deal here in a league which generates in excess of 725 grand in sponsorship. Iron Brew Cup champions. Are we Iron Brew Cup champions? I think that's a typo. Bala Town attracted the highest sponsorship deal this season, raking in around 230 grand from their sponsors, as opposed to Newtown, who gets 7 grand. So we're in a really, really good position financially in the league. And we have increased our stature significantly. If we go and have a look at the rankings, we are now the most reputable team in Wales, which makes me wonder, have New Saints become semi-pro? No, they're still professional. So there we go. That's something that we can take from this. It's almost certainly going to be our elimination from Europe in the first Champions League qualifying round again. At least we are looking decent enough on the financial table. If we go and have a look too, I know you guys are interested in having a look at the sort of the lower leagues. Oh, crap, this team got promoted. Aberystwyth Town, they won the North Division, so they'll be coming up. And the South was won by Llanelli Town. Now, a reminder, I have added these leagues in to start sort of for next season, so we'll be able to see in more detail all that information. So it's Llanelli, and it is Aberystwyth, who I really wish hadn't got promoted. Okay, a little bit of news to catch you up on here. Chris Venables has officially retired, and he has become our under-19s manager. So, well done to him. It's good to have him on board. We'll see. I don't know exactly where he'll come. There's his career sum up, I guess, if you want to sort of pause that and have a bit of a read. But if we look at him as a coach, I think he'll do okay, to be honest. His knowledge is quite good for this level. His coaching could be better. He's only just starting in his coaching licenses, so we'll work him up through that. And I think he'll do okay. He's on £130 a week. We had to make him manage. Ideally, I would have had him as a coach first to build him up, but we couldn't afford him the wages. I really did want to keep him on. So he's a new under-19 manager, and let's hope that he does a really, really good job bringing up the next generation for us. Okay, lots and lots of breaking news. It is July 1st, which means the transfer window is open and we confirm 4 signings. Now, 2 of them we already knew about. Anthony Glennon has officially joined us on a permanent deal. Excellent news for us. As I've said before, he can play as a fullback. We'll be looking to use him as a centre-back. And possibly, as I said, as a captain. 15 leadership, 13 teamwork. He's captain material. So that's good that we've got him across the line. And also, Daniel Evans, a young centre-back who will kind of be maybe 3rd or 4th choice is my plan right now. Maybe better. He definitely will be better in the future. He's only 17. He's Irish and he's an absolute star. Free transfer. We got him. Not quite a free. £450. We got him from Barrytown. He played last year a little bit as a 16, 17-year-old. You can see he did quite well in the Welsh Premier League. So we're getting a relatively proven young player there. Now we have 2 that are new, both on free transfers. First up, it is Richard Bakary. We got him. He's a Beninese from Benin, international, a really, really good attacking right back. You can see dribbling and crossing is really good. Physically, he's not too bad. Positioning, defensively, his marking's a little bit off, but otherwise, he's not too bad. We've signed him from AFC Wimbledon. He has been playing, in theory, League One football, but not really. Came through at Southampton. I'm hoping that he'll make a home for himself here. He's got 17 international caps, so he's not the worst. And like I say, I think he is quite good going forward. So between him and Nichols, I think we've got 2 really good players there. And the other one is Ben Davies. Now, we've signed on a free here from Fulham, a Thai international. Central midfield is kind of a strength of ours, to be honest. But what I like about this guy, he's got good vision, good technique, good first touch. He's got sort of all the key attributes there. Potentially, he could be a 5-star player for us. As I said, we signed him from Fulham. He hasn't played for Fulham, so he's played more games internationally than he has for a club. But I think he'll be a decent signing. And another reason why I've done this is because what I'm looking to do now with Muddy Moo, you'll see here in some of our friendlies, we're looking to transfer him or convert him into a centre-back. Again, he's essentially got all the main attributes to do that as a ball-playing centre-back as well. Positioning just needs a little bit of work, but there's sort of their 9s, the other defensive attributes. So I'm hoping that we will turn Muddy Moo into a centre-back, which will then mean Ben Davies will get so there will sort of be game time to be had in midfield. So that's sort of my long-term plan here. We do have a player on his way out. Ray has officially left, which is fine. But Bray, I said I want to kind of get him out the door. We've done just that. As you can see, he can see two, just under $3,000, but 50% sell-on fee. There is a potential that he could move on for bigger money. He's going to Chesterfield, which is League 1, League 2. So there is a chance that, he might move on. For even if it's 20, 30 grand, we'll get half of that, which will be fine. Mate, you're an absolute disgrace. So we're moving you on. But again, that gets a little bit more money out the bank, out of the transfer wages. Look at the finances. They're not looking too bad. We've got, what have we got there? Still about $1,500 on transfer wages. On weekly wages we can spend. All the loans have left. We couldn't make any offers for loan players until, unfortunately, they left because we already had 4 loans for the season. The season kind of restarts now. So we'll see if we can get back Williams and Waite. They're the main 2 I want back. We'll have a look what else we can do. There's about a week to go until our Athens game. So, I mean, even best case scenario, if we get players in, they're not going to have much time to get up to speed with us. Hello, can I speak to Jurgen Klopp, please? What do you mean he doesn't work there anymore? Who's Liverpool's manager? Carlo Ancelotti. Controversial. All right, mate. Just put me through to Carlo then, please. Aussie villain. I'm Bala Town manager. Bala Town? Look, mate, we're a massive deal in Wales. Just put me through to Carlo, will you? Thank you. Jesus, unbelievable people these days. Hi, Carlo. Hey, mate, it's Aussie villain. Good. Yeah, look, mate, it wasn't the best draw, was it? But we'll go to Athens, give them our best. Which is actually why I'm calling, because I think we'll have a much better chance if we have Rhys William in our backline. What do you mean, no? Mate, Jurgen let me have him. Come on, mate, you're not going to play him and I'll pay his wages. Hello? Carlo. Okay, we have lots of news to catch you up on. The main news, as you've just seen, is that Rhys Williams was not allowed to come back on loan. We'll have a look at him and his situation in a second. He's transfer listed by Liverpool. We put a bid in for 20 grand to sign him permanently, but he doesn't want to join us permanently, unfortunately. But we've worked around the problem and we have no fewer than 3 signings. And we actually are at game day now of the Champions League. We're about to walk out in Athens for the first leg. So unfortunately, these players are not going to be available for us for the first tie, and let's face it, we're most likely going out. Also, James Waite wasn't allowed to come back on loan. He was transferred listed by Cardiff. We had a bid accepted. I think it was 10 grand up front, 10 grand for after 50 games, 10 grand after 50 goals. He wanted over $1,000 a week, so we couldn't afford that. So with that in mind, we have signings to announce. First up here is Connor Parsons. He's a B+ rated signing. He's a midfielder. This is basically the new James Waite. Obviously, though, signed on a permanent deal. £500 a week. You can see the bonuses there. Potentially a very good player. 20 years of age. He can play in the number 10 role as James Waite could. He's more natural, deeper in midfield, but he's more than capable of stepping up here. I think he's quite good, actually. A lot of 9s, sort of finishing, long shots, penalty taking, which doesn't matter so much, but teamwork and vision, decisions, concentration. He's one attribute stat or point away from looking a lot better than he already does. Corners is quite good as well. He can cross the ball if we wanted to play him out wide. We signed him, was he at Burnley? So another player we've got from Burnley on a free transfer this season. But I think he'll do okay for us, to be honest. Yeah, maybe not first choice, but definitely a good option. I think he's more than good enough for the Welsh League. That is for sure, and a little bit of room to grow there as well. So that is Connor Parsons. This is Joe Lewis. This is the new Rhys Williams. We've loaned him from Swansea City. Again, you can see a 4-star current ability, can still go to a 5-star. B+ rated signing. We're not paying any fee. We are paying £500 a week on his wages. And let's have a look at our new centre-back. Not the ball player that Rhys Williams was. We are lacking a ball player, I think, this season, but just as an out-and-out centre-back, physically he's quite good, positioning is quite good, tackling, marking, and heading is quite good. He's got a good aggression, good bravery. I think he's good. Work rate is quite good as well. His contract at Swansea is up at the end of this season, so again, a little bit like Glennon last year. I've kind of got half an eye on mate, just come and have a good season with us and we'll sign you permanently. At Swansea, he hadn't really played. He played 1 game in the Championship. He played at the National League level last year. Didn't do too good, but let's just say he didn't have the players around him he's going to have with us. So it's a real shame, actually, that we don't have him for the AEK Athens game, because I think he would have been quite useful for us, but we can't worry about that. And the final one here to announce is a B- signing, another centre-back, another young centre-back. Actually, we haven't welcomed him to the club just yet, so we'll do that now with Henry Jones. £55 a week we're paying him. Potentially, again, a 5-star player. We need to go professional. I did ask, again, it's not going to happen quite yet. I'm hoping at the end of this season we'll have enough money in the bank that they might consider it. But we signed him from Cardiff Met Uni on a free transfer, I think it was. Yeah, on a free. He's only just come into their system. So very, very good sort of end of the season last year when he came in. I'm assuming in their youth intake. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. But again, good in the air. Not the worst on the ground. Good determination. He's only 18, so there's room for him to improve. But I think he's quite good. Potentially not the worst right back either. He can dribble and cross. Maybe not the pace to get up and down as a fullback for us. But again, another young player building for the future. I think he's good, so I'm quite happy to have him on board. So that's sort of the transfer window done up until the European sort of season starts. Now, obviously, as I said, we're only July 7th. We have a lot of time to still sign players, but the sad fact is that until we no longer have to rely on, loanees and getting players in, then yeah, we're going to have this problem. Now, if we go to staff, a few actual staff additions to catch you up on here as well. We have a lot of new things, but a new assistant manager, Chris Lewin, a Welsh international, very, very good coach at this level, very, very good assistant manager. I've been trying to get him for a long time as a coach. He didn't want to do that, but when the opportunity came, he wanted to be a technical director, which he's good at as well, to be honest. But when the opportunity came to get him as an assistant manager, he snapped at that. So really, really happy. £170 a week, but I think he will be worth that. Other coaches that we've got in here, Mick Doolan is a new coach, an upgrade. I'll show you the sort of the coaching things in just a second. Thomas O'Connor, another coach we've got in, decent without being great. And Carl Darlington we got in, very, very good coach, and also technical knowledge of 14. Guess who's doing our opposition instructions and all that kind of stuff now. So very, very happy to get him in at the club as well. I don't think, do we want to have a look at the scouting? Was there anything new scouting-wise? We have a new chief scout, improvement, but I mean, none of our scouting is fantastic. You can see we're right up there. We're the best in the league, but we need to be looking beyond that right now if we're honest with ourselves. So that's kind of what it is. If we look at how training is looking, you can see we've got, except for goalkeeping coach, which we've got to kind of work on, everything and fitness as well. We don't have a fitness coach. We had to get Mick Doolan in as a regular coach and use him as a fitness coach. But everything else is 3 stars. We even got some getting up to 3.5 stars there with Darlington and with Lewin coming in as well. So the coaching side of things is looking much, much stronger than it did previously. Now let's have a look at the squad depth that we have coming in here for Europe. This is the formation that we're looking to go with, sort of a 5 at the back, defensive diamond in midfield with 2 up front to try and get the goals for us. So if we're looking at strikers, we have McKay as one of the strikers that we've got in. Serafino, who's just not quite, he hasn't hit the ground running in spring training. I'm not playing baseball now, am I? In pre-season. Buston Brew, who I've taken off the transfer list. We'll keep him for now. Allmark, we know is a good player. Emlyn Moore as well, but we'll probably look to send him back out on loan. Marty Anderson is back from loan. We may look to loan him out again. If we keep Buston Brew, we may look to loan him back out again. Who else have we got here? Edwards isn't going to play up top for us, neither is Neto. So there we go. That is that. Parsons, he's not eligible, but is a good option in midfield for us. Ben Davies, one of the new boys, he is eligible to play in Europe, so that's a big plus for us. Romario Vieira will play in a deeper role. Muddy Moo, as I've said already, we're going to look to retrain him as a centre-back. Gosset, we know he's a star for us. Henry Jones, he's another one, he's a star for us, and he's going to have to step up big time in these European games. If we look at the more defensive roles, Owen Taylor is someone that can play there, though it's not particularly where we're going to play him. Romario Vieira is going to be our man. We know Muddy Moo, but Jordan Jones, of course, signing of the season last season, he will be sort of the backup in that particular role. Now, centre-backs, we need 3 of them, and I think we're looking not too bad, if I'm honest. We just saw Joe Lewis, so we know what he's all about. Not available, though, but Glennon is available for Europe, as is Daniel Evans. It's just a shame about this heading attribute. Otherwise, he's a really, really good defender. Gosney, who we just signed as well, but is, of course, not available. Owen Taylor can play at centre-back, though probably won't. Who else haven't we seen here? Is there one other one? Oh, Muddy Moo. Muddy Moo is the sort of the guy we're looking to retrain. He is better than a 1-star centre-back once he sort of gets trained up in the position. If we look at left-backs, Glennon, he can play there, but he's not our main option. The 2 guys, I think, are Jack Kelly and Kane Lewis. Glennon obviously can play over there, but we will probably look to bring in another left-back at some point. And at right-back, Bakari obviously is a good option over there for us, as is Nichols. And we have Denham. We didn't see Denham before. He's the other centre-back. I thought there's another centre-back we had. That's the other sort of quality centre-back, first-team centre-back that we have. So he can play over here. Kane Lewis obviously can. And Ridian Williams can, but let's face it, he's never going to make it with us. We might look to move him on. Goalkeepers, we have 2 sort of first-team goalkeepers right now. Louis Gray, who we saw last year, and Alex Lynch, who was quite wonderful in Europe for us last year. So that we'll look to get by with them. We have other youngster options. We can also obviously look to loan players in. We just have the 1 loanee right now. We can have up to 4. So that's something that we can look to do. To give you sort of a quick rundown of sort of the ins and outs. Of course, the two outs were Simoni Ray, who was a bit rubbish, and Alex Spray, who was also a little bit rubbish. He's already worth 20 grand. If he does move on, we got 50% of that fee. I'm looking forward to that. So we got in just over 3 grand. We've only spent 450. That was on Daniel Evans. The other in. That's right. We did have one other in. It was Callum Watts. Let's have a quick look at this guy. I did forget to mention this guy. He was available on a free transfer. He had come from Afrin Lido last season. He did quite well in the Premier League. We've got him in. He's in the under-19s right now, which is probably why I haven't seen him, actually. I don't think I registered him in the European squad, which is a little bit frustrating. Let's fix that right now and call him into the senior squad. He's 19 years old, though. He's quite good, to be honest. Good first touch, good passing, good vision, good technique and work rate. Determination's good, decisions and composure's fine. Not the strongest in the air, not the strongest just in general, but I think a decent, and for £5 a week, I think we could have done a lot worse, to be honest. So he's come in, and I don't know if we'll see much of him this season. We might look to push him out on loan, but another very, very good option that we've signed there. So like I say, we've only loaned in the one. There's still room to go there. I did want to, if I can here, show you, see James Waite. He wants too much money. He wants over £1,000. We'll wait and see later in the window. Maybe he will become available for loan. And of course, the other one, as I said, that we would have liked to have got in is Rhys Williams. If I can have a quick look down here and see if I can find him. Rhys Williams, where are you, mate? Where are you? Did I see Rhys Williams just then? Rhys Williams, there he is. So again, he's transfer listed. They only want 22 grand. He doesn't want to join us, which is the problem. And it's a shame because, you know, I'm a favoured personnel. This is one of his favoured clubs. They don't want to loan him, and he doesn't want to join us on a permanent deal. I'll have another crack at it, see if we can get him in, but I mean, he's not going to be available for the European games anyway. But guys, that is it for the transfer special. Obviously, as I said, there will be more signings, I hope, particularly a left back, but we'll sort of get to that when we get to it. But yeah, if you have enjoyed this episode, guys, please do hit thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Let me know how you think we'll do against AEK Athens. It's going to be a tough game. If we look at what they've done in the transfer window, they haven't done too much. Just the signing of Brad Guzan as a goalkeeper, but he's not going to be eligible to play for them anyway. He's actually not coming to the new year, so he's not going to help them in any way. So yeah, let me know how you think we'll do, how you think we'll get on. It's tough. It's really, really tough. We play away from home first. We're going to need an away goal and try and keep it tight. And I'm hoping that this new formation will help us do that. Now, just a quick reminder that there are not going to be any episodes now till Boxing Day. My brother and sister-in-law are visiting from Edinburgh. They're visiting from New York. They're in Edinburgh right now. So yeah, no videos till after Christmas. So everybody, very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit thumbs up. Let me know how you think we've done with the transfers. I think we've done okay so far, and I will see you Boxing Day for a very tough doubleheader against AEK Athens. Take care.